Greetings and salutations, my great friends. Welcome to part 3 of the Wonder and Amazement series. And this one is, I know I say this a lot, but it really is one of my favorite lessons. How to live your life with wonder and amazement. Only 2% of the population get there. It's very, very sad. So the theme of this one, as you are heading into 2021, gonna be glad 2020 is over, is to just have fun. To just have fun. Now, of course, you know there's gonna be a story that goes along with this. And here's the story. As most of you know by now, I am a coach, and I actually, before coronavirus happened, I was speaking all over the United States as well. But one of the things I encourage all of my clients to do is make it a daily habit to step outside of their comfort zone. Make it a daily habit to step outside of your comfort zone so that when something in your life is uncomfortable, it's not such a big deal because you've practiced it 365 times. So, I actually practice what I preach. And one of the ways I had stepped outside of my comfort zone was to sign up for a humorously speaking contest through the Toastmasters organization. Now, I know a lot of you have watched a lot of these videos, and you might say, he's actually kind of funny, but I don't actually see myself that way. And something that really scares me is standing in front of an audience, albeit it's a virtual one now, and wondering if they're going to laugh what I'm about to say. I mean, if that's what the whole story is about, and they don't laugh, that can be pretty disheartening. So very scary to me. So I signed up for a humorously speaking contest, and it was going to be on a Saturday morning. I was going to be competing against 4 other brave individuals. Now, I will also tell you, when I compete in a contest, my goal is not to destroy the other people. I just want to be the best that I can be. So for 3 months, I wrote my story, I redrafted my story, I tested my story, I videotaped myself telling the story, and you know, when I laugh at myself, my wife says I do that a little too much. And I practiced every morning at 4 a.m., every day in the middle of the day, every night before I went to bed, because I want to be my best. I want to know that the day I got to that contest, I can say I did the best I could. I put into it as much as I could. And you know, really, quite frankly, that's like a bonus lesson, because that should be how you do everything. And if you don't, you're probably in the porta potty. That's what the porta potty is. Well, that Tuesday, the week of the contest, we're living with our in-laws right now because we bought our grandfather's house who died during this coronavirus, and it was a complete gut job. It's right down the street from their house, and it's been taking a long time. So we've been staying with them. Well, the Tuesday morning of the contest, I was having coffee, and I was talking to my mother-in-law, and I could tell she was wheezing. And, you know, quite frankly, it reminded me a lot of when my beloved mother, Linda, had one of her 2 heart attacks. And as I love my mother-in-law very deeply, it was very uncomfortable. I encouraged her to get to the hospital. This warning was ignored. I understand wanting things to just go away as well as anybody. And she wasn't getting much better. And I kept encouraging her, I know you don't want to do this, but you need to go to the hospital. I know you don't want to go, but you need to go to the hospital. Well, it came time to the Saturday morning of my contest. The contest is essentially 2 contests in one. There's round 1, there's a 10-minute intermission, and then there was the humorous contest, round 2. I was literally going to be going first, which is really a non-desirable position because the judges kind of haven't seen the competition yet. And I'm about 5 minutes into my intermission, and look, I'm just going to admit it. I was talking to God. I said, hey, God, you know, please let me do a good job today. And, my heart was racing. Please let me, not let that paralyze me. I did my little fear drill. Bring it on. I love my fear. My fear sets me free. And I was ready to go on to the virtual stage. I think there was, 100, 150 people that were going to be watching. Now, on Zoom, they don't laugh, so that's even kind of extra weird. You got to just kind of assume they're laughing. My wife comes bursting into my office, and that is not something she does. And I said, everything okay? And she told me that her father had rushed her mother to the hospital. They were going to be admitting her. She was going to be in intensive care for a few days. And I jumped immediately into my, what can I fix mode, which we're not here to fix people. We're here to love people. So I asked my wife, who I love very much. I remembered how it was when my mom got put in the hospital. I said, are you okay? And she said, John, I really am okay. Just say your prayers. Thank you for encouraging Mom to go for several days. And I said, dear, are you sure you're okay? And she says, John, I really am okay. Just put her in your prayers. And then I said, is there anything I can do? And she said, there's nothing you can do. And then I repeated, I have a habit of over-communicating. Is there anything I can do? She says, there's nothing you can do. She says, wait a minute. There is something you can do. And this is why she's such a great wife. She said, for 3 months, you have been preparing for this contest. You're actually pretty funny. It was nice to hear. She said, there's probably some people on that Zoom that need to smile today. So go get them. And then she stepped out of the room. And I wish I could tell you I jumped onto the virtual stage, but I had all of this shame. I am a person who has struggled with shame in my life, admitting it. And I felt like there's got to be something I could do. I need to be by my wife's side. But she's a very confident alpha personality, so usually what she says does go. And I immediately, look, I did what I did. It's probably going to offend a few people, but it's what I did. I said, God, what should I do here? And you got to keep in mind now, by this time, there's like 2 minutes before I'm going on stage. And I'm telling you, I have really simplified my life. I have eliminated all distractions so that I can hear the voice of God a little bit better than I had heard, when I was caught up in the noise and a young punk. And I'm telling you, I heard him loud and clear say, John, you've been preparing for this for 3 months. I put it on your heart. You're actually pretty funny. I sometimes talk to God like he's my best friend and we joke. It's a great way to talk to God. And I felt very clearly him say, go make some people smile. I've blessed you with this talent. So the virtual stage comes on. They say, John Dunn, A Long Road to Toastmasters. A Long Road to Toastmasters, John Dunn. It was a story about, in the 80s, how I was a sleepwalker and I wore underoos. I won't go into the speech, but you can imagine I wore underoos. Look those up. Wonder Woman underoos. And I was a sleepwalker. You can kind of imagine what the speech was like. And it was like, for the first time in my life, I stopped resisting. And I just did my thing. 7 minutes, 20 seconds later, my humorous story ended. I closed it out. I watched my fellow 4 competitors participate, and I had like 20, 30 text messages. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I watched you practice that speech. What in the world happened? How did it get to that stage? And I mean, beloved text. Thank you so much for making me smile. Thank you so much for making me laugh. I've got goosebumps right now thinking about it. I was filled with the Holy Spirit. I wasn't resisting. I wasn't in my head. And then a few hours later, I won the contest, by the way, first prize. I'm on to I think it's called the area championships now, and going to go all the way to the district championships and hopefully deliver the talk in front of 1,000 people. But later on, the lady who organized the contest reached out to me. And she said, man, you won both rounds. I was a judge in your club level contest. I was anonymous, but I watched that and that. How did you get there? And I wanted to give her some complicated answer that I prepped multiple times per day, and all I said was, Linda, if you had any idea what had happened 5 minutes before I went on stage, it'd blow your mind. But suffice to say, I remembered a very important lesson that so many of us have forgotten in 2020. I said, Linda, I remembered today to just have fun. It's okay, no matter what's going on, to just have fun. We're at our best when we're smiling. We're at our best when we're laughing. We're at our best when we're coming from a place of love. And that's what the world needs right now. I said, Linda, I remembered to just have fun. You want to get out of the porta potty? Life's hard. Happiness is a choice. Love is a choice. Just having fun is a choice. And if you can learn to have fun in the downs, the ups, the downs, you will get out of the porta potty. Love you all. See you Friday. It's going to be a doozy. Remember, let's make kindness cool again. Just have fun.
Friends, thank you for having fun with us each week. Dad and I appreciate it so much, and we hope that each week we're helping you to become a greater version of yourself, because that is the only way life will ever make sense. Have fun, smile, show up, and remember each day to make being kind the coolest thing of all.